David's legs had been paralyzed for 3 years when suddenly he regained sensation in them. Overwhelmed with excitement, he rushed to feel his legs. This had all happened after he accidentally stopped taking his medication. His father had been providing the medication for a long time. It was expensive and had to be taken every night. His father had warned him never to stop taking the medication, or he would become completely paralyzed or even die. Yet after stopping the medication, sensation returned to his legs. While his father was out, David began searching for the medication, but he found that the bottle had no label. Just then, he heard footsteps outside the door. His father had returned home early. David didn't have time to hide, so he immediately pretended to fall. His father quickly rushed over to help him up. He then settled him back into the wheelchair, but his gaze remained fixed on the medicine cabinet. David began to force the act, berating himself for being useless and even banging his legs. He successfully diverted his father's attention, but an accident occurred. In the commotion, his right leg was cut by a screw on the wheelchair. The pain struck instantly. His father immediately tended to the wound, but his eyes remained scrutinizing. His suspicion was growing deeper by the minute. From that day on, his father began monitoring him constantly. He had to watch with his own eyes as David swallowed the pills. David, however, would secretly induce vomiting and spit the pills out. In just 1 week, strength gradually returned to David's legs, and he could even stand for short periods. Later, David secretly hid a single pill and gave it to his childhood friend to test. The results left him completely devastated. The medication was actually a muscle relaxant, and his paralysis had been artificially induced. David tried to confront his father, but his father broke down emotionally, repeatedly explaining the treatment plan. He denied any irregularities. Meanwhile, the bottle of pills suddenly vanished. David was devastated and eventually lost all emotional control. His father wiped away his tears, and the next moment, David fell unconscious. When he woke up, everything seemed to have returned to normal. His father continued to care for him tenderly, but his legs had once again lost all sensation. However, David noticed the scars on his legs, and after that, his father began monitoring him around the clock. He had to be present to confirm every time David took his medication. A month later, his father returned to work. David finally got his chance to escape. He tried to break down the door with a hammer to flee, but accidentally smashed a ceramic bowl. Inside, he found a pinhole camera. David frantically searched the entire house. Eventually, he discovered 8 hidden cameras. He then rushed into his father's bedroom and found a cell phone behind a photograph. The phone had a live streaming app, and the stream showed his life as a paraplegic. The footage was even coming from his father's room. The stream suddenly cut off. A group of strangers burst into the scene. It turned out his father had conspired with others to keep David paralyzed through medication. They were using the live stream to rake in massive profits. His so-called work was just a cover for gambling. It was all a meticulously planned scam. David's trust crumbled completely. The other party proposed a new plan to launch a so-called revenge live stream. David agreed without hesitation. They planned to erase his father's memory, then use drugs to blind him. To continue generating traffic and revenue, an even crazier live stream officially began.